I have to say that before we go into it, I have to say, God, I love this. Come on, you know, I love she's just badass. It's like a vampire Midori or something. Instagram. Let's keep going. Midori, Midori, Midori. So, of course, a lot of time for a Lovebites video today. I want to do Judgement Day or RAGNARRÖK, as we call it, of course. If we torch Norse god, guys. I was to make the video earlier today, but the reason that I'm late here is because there was this really amazing game reveal that I've made a video about. That's what I'll show you guys because I am so excited. A little bit off topic for music, but that's what I'm saying. I'm so excited. Who doesn't love Zelda games? You know, who doesn't love Zelda? I'm a massive Zelda fan, and I also, of course, love Octopath Traveler 1 and 2 from Square Enix, which is like, you know, 2.5D, kind of a modern take on this old school 90s RPGs, right? And now they're making a Zelda game of that. So they're merging Zelda with Octopath 2. Whatever, guys, link below. But I was like goosebumping. I was freaking out when I saw this thing. I was getting so excited, man. But I don't think anyone has heard about this game. I'm only the first person to make a video about it, like just before the thing up. I'm like, my God, this looks amazing, and they have better like levels, whatever. Back to Lovebites, but I'm just gonna point it out that this game to me, I think might be the best game next year. I was like, oh my God, this looks so incredibly promising. But anyway, Midori. Let's go first. Here we go. So I haven't made that music video in a few weeks now with Lovebites, so want to do this instead of a live today. Yeah, I know more people prefer when I do live reactions, right? But you know, I wanna go back and forth a little bit, right? Sometimes, yeah. Here we go. Nice. That's a nice position, yeah. It's a nice fourth wall there. We get into the song here, so I'm breaking down the visuals, right? This feels like a war, yeah. There's a sword here. I mean, I do love the, you know, the Japanese one, where they're all samurais, and so that one is badass. So this was like a kind of a typical medieval, I will guess probably like a 1200, 1300 century sword with that guy, but you know, looks like a typical medieval sword of in Europe, right? I love this vision, which is turned into kind of like the person in his cloak, right? But yeah, it feels like a typical like medieval drama. I guess it's like Judgment Day. I want to see if the video goes into like, you know, Christianity, something like that, right? We have a course order of it, Christ, right? This is a little bit like that when I'm watching it now, certainly. Yeah, so back to the song. So I'm gonna guess the Rapture, right? That's how they kind of goes into here with the lyrics of like she's trying to run away. The lyrics goes like nowhere to hide. Yeah, it feels like she's dying, right? Maybe it's that the you know, the person it feels like she's sort of escape something though. But obviously Judgment Day or then the Rapture or Ragnarök, right? It's like the end of times, right? So that's kind of how it feels. There's nowhere to hide, you know. There's nowhere to go, right? Because the whole world is being destroyed and so on. I love how she looks, you know. I have to say that before we get into it, I have to say, God, I love this. Come on, you know, I love she looks just badass. It's like a vampire Midori or something. Let's keep going. Man, this was badass. This was really badass. I mean, talking about it in the last video, I was like, yeah, I want to do some little, you know, dueling. This felt very duel too, though. Back and forth there, that was some great guitar riffing. I really love it, Lovebites, right? But that was like that. I mean, sometimes, I don't know why I keep saying it surprises me, but it does surprise me, even though it's like a 6-minute long music video. But it does surprise me that how long this was. Yeah, I mean, I know it's more of the video left, but I mean, just that alone was almost like a 2-minute, you know, kind of guitar riff there, which is something I really like with Lovebites because, like I said, I feel most bands wouldn't do, you know, like a 6-7 minute music video, right? They wouldn't have this long in it. And I feel like when you're watching a Lovebites music video, it feels more like a live performance, right? I think, than in a lot of other bands where, you know, a live performance might be, let's say, 7 minutes, but the music video is like 3 minutes, right? You know, but with Lovebites, it's like, no, the music video is also like 7 minutes or 6 minutes. But it does feel like, man, yeah, it keeps going. I love it. So back a little bit here though, I just want to look at some of the visuals. But yeah, we kind of see a pause there where she grabs a sword, right? She's running from somewhere, and she was like pushed down by something like, some kind of black, you know, kind of like a phantom, some ghost, demon, beast or whatever, right? And she's obviously gonna pull up the sword, gives me a little bit of a typical, you know, like King Arthur, Arthurian legend rush. She's like pulling up the, you know, the magical Excalibur or something similar to that, right? Or, you know, a Secret of Mana with that type of games earlier, right? To pull out the magical sword of the stone, right? So that's kind of how this scene seems here. I'm gonna fight back against the demon with this, like, legendary sword, I guess. But yeah, I love the visuals here, right? I keep saying that I really enjoy how Lovebites do this, like, schism, right? Between, as we saw in last video, talking about, you know, Miyako versus Midori, right? And this again here is that this is like really nice visuals. You know, you see one of them in this like kind of gothic, dark vibe, druid maybe perhaps. Scene, more black and white, right? The other one in color. I just really love this kind of visuals, yeah. This is a great way to do it. It's a great direction. Overall, I feel Lovebites have really good, you know, like, it feels like who does the art direction is really good, you know. Similar in the one with the samurai, so it's kind of back and forth like this. So I don't know if the band does it themselves, or otherwise they have like a really good director, I guess, this like visual stuff, right? Because I feel like a lot of band, you know, they're great at performing, right, and they have good music or whatever, but they tend sometimes, I mean, it depends, right? Sometimes they have like pretty terrible actual direction when you do a music video, especially back in the days, I feel. But yeah, the Lovebites have really good ones. I love these visuals here. It's fantastic. I love this thing too. She looks evil. Her eyes are. This is like, oh my god, this is like some evil horror. I love it. Obviously, this is the greatest thing ever. Come on, Jesus Christ, this is so badass. He's so badass, man. So badass. If you're gonna fight now, look at sword here. It just keeps going. What happened now then? It's like as she beat the demon or something? Yeah, oh yeah, that's nice. It's shattered. Yeah, they are like a mirror. Oh, I see. It's an isekai. It's like Narnia. You're into it. Yeah, okay. No, I see. You pull out sword, okay. But yeah, again, great visual direction, right? I love the end here. She had also this mirror thing, and we see the different band members kind of like shads, like kind of the shattered pieces, right, off at the glass or whatever. So that's also a great detail to it. I also liked how we saw, go back a bit, we saw like the statue here. Here, she puts her sword out too. It looks like she's turned into the statue of, you know, like Lady Judgement, or Judgement is blind or whatever. This typical statue, you know, it's like she has a sword in one hand, right? And she has, you know, the Veit, the Libra in the other hand. She has a blindfold, right? Because she's like, you know, justice is blind or whatever. That kind of typical symbolism, right, for judgment or justice or whatever. Like the Lady Justice statue. I think this turns into here, right? It's not a nice detail there. Certainly. She can fight the demons or whatever, which I guess for the band members. That's not clear what was fighting though. But honestly, kind of fitting, I felt, for my introduction here, guys, right? I started with talking about Zelda, right, you know. Obviously I'm a big Zelda fan, and this is kind of like, you know, if Zelda picked up the sword. No, but I really love it. To get the music video, I really feel it has, like I said with the whole samurai thing as well, right? Is that they have really good like art direction, right? And I think that Lovebites, how I say it, has the full package. I said it before, right? I think mostly my anime opening reviews, like anime music videos, where it's kind of like I have these 3 criteria, right, for then review like an anime opening and music. And music is one, of course, the actual lyrics or whatever. And the second one, of course, is the story, right? There's some kind of journey, there's some kind of like happening here. Okay, she's fighting, she's something turning after her, she grabs the sword, she fights the monster right there. Okay, so it's a good, it's a storytelling, it's great. It doesn't fit the music or whatever, but like, okay, this is too clear. And the last one is this kind of cinematography, right, the art style and so on, right. And personally, when I have worked on, right, because I worked on much of mostly video game traders, of course, is that's what I focus on the most. You know what I mean? For example, I can leave a link below for that if you haven't seen it in my channel. But for example, I worked on this Call of Duty trailer many years ago. My favorite one I worked on is the opening to Black Ops 2 Origins, which I did then. And, you know, I worked a lot on that, how it looks, you know what I mean? So I'm not an artist, right? As a graphical artist, I'm not the guy doing the models, but I'm a game designer, right? I'm the guy thinking, okay, but it would be cool if you have he grabs an axe and he punches a zombie with the axe, and then this guy jumps down. I'm that guy thinking about the different scenes, you're thinking about the whole. I'm more like the director guy, and I'm thinking about all the different bits, how it all combines together, right? So I worked on. So if you want to see some of my work, list below for that. But that's kind of what I'm thinking about a lot when I see this stuff, right? That I'm thinking about, okay, I love how they're, you know, transforming into this twist thing. We see the 2 different, you know, men doing this, like, you know, 360 circle thing and so on. So I don't know, guys. I hope I make sense to talk about. But yeah, I really love the art direction and like the general, you know, cinematography in Lovebites, right? And guys, so be subscribe, so like button, right? And I do think we should check out the Zelda game, because that to me looks really pathetic coming up next year, but that might be the best game next year.